An American Horror Story Minute, 1984. American Horror Story was a show for a while, in the beginning, that I waited year to year with bated breath. But for the last couple of seasons, not so much. In fact, I haven't bothered to watch the last 2 years. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. A story told using the genre of slasher films from the 80s? How could I resist? So far, so good, but we're only 2 episodes in. And I'm warning you now, spoilers abound. So if you plan to watch, come back and listen to me later. And as always, let me know what you think. Agree to disagree. So, 1984 begins with our main character, Brooke Thompson. Brooke is attacked by the real-life serial killer, Richard Ramirez, known to most of us as the Night Stalker. Zach Villa has an uncanny resemblance to the real Ramirez, although a bit more clean-looking. Brooke survives, and she decides to get away from it all. Her and her friends from aerobics class venture off to be camp counselors for the summer. A place called Camp Redwood, where 14 years earlier was the scene of a massacre carried out by the groundskeeper, Benjamin Richter, Mr. Jingles. Mr. Jingles is locked away in an asylum, and Margaret Booth, the only survivor of the Camp Redwood massacre, has returned to open the camp and turn it into a positive place. On the way to the camp, Brooke and her friends accidentally hit a person running out of the woods with their van. They bring him to the camp where he is treated by a nurse and told he'll be okay, that he's suffering from severe dehydration. Of course, during all of this, Mr. Jingles escapes the asylum and is pursued by a female Dr. Loomis. Before the credits can roll, the Night Stalker arrives at the camp, and Brooke sees him. In episode 2, Margaret Booth learns of the escape of Mr. Jingles, but refuses to shut down the camp. A gentleman, or maybe not so much, named Blake shows up at the camp to blackmail a counselor named Xavier. But it isn't long before Mr. Jingles puts a stop to him, and the female Dr. Loomis for that matter. No one has any trouble accepting that there's a Mr. Jingles, but no one seems to believe Brooke that the Night Stalker has arrived to finish her off. Margaret ends up encountering the Night Stalker, and we are given a brief background of his upbringing, which is all true, by the way. This scene where Margaret befriends Richard Ramirez is the most bizarre of all to me so far. I haven't really decided what I think about it. I'll have to wait and see where this goes. Apparently, she has recruited him as the protector of the children of the camp. I can't imagine what surviving family members of the real-life victims would think of that. We are left with our counselors all barricaded in a cabin while someone smashes on the door trying to get in. Until next time, this is American Horror Story Minute, 1984. Please tell me what you think about this season.